Welcome back. I'm Calvin Statue Fanatic here with a very special episode. Today we're going to talk about Toy Fair 2019 in New York. It just wrapped up Sunday. Today is Monday, and a lot of the information that was released from Toy Fair is out there in the ethos, and I've been scouring the internet to find out what I could find out. And here are some of the really cool things that I saw, things that I'm looking forward to seeing in the next coming year or two. Leading up to Toy Fair 2019, there was some news coming out just before the convention from Diamond and Gentle Giants. Diamond Select has bought Gentle Giants, which is a company that produces some really cool statues and busts, and I'm really interested to see what Diamond Select does. There was also another big announcement leading up to Toy Fair 2019, and that was that DC and McFarlane announced that they were teaming up for McFarlane to produce some DC figures, and that's going to be a very interesting line to see them produce, because as you guys may know who collect figures, that McFarlane is kind of the catalyst to the adult collecting world when it comes to figures, and they did an amazing job in their own with their own Spawn figures, so that's going to be interesting to see. Now, moving on to what we actually saw at Toy Fair, one of the more interesting things that I saw was a Bob Ross figure from NECA. And who doesn't love Bob Ross? This is a really cool figure that I think a lot of fans are going to love. We also had some other icons from the 80s that showed up as well, the Golden Girls. I couldn't believe that, but they look really cool, really detailed figures. And so some of those Golden Girl fans will probably be very happy to see this. We also had something that I was very interested in seeing, and that is the new Shredder figure. This figure is part of the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, and I'm really happy to see that they're doing what they're doing to complete that line, and the detail on this figure just looks sick, and I'm very happy that they're producing it. As you can see from the images here, everything about it looks just extremely detailed. It almost looks as good as any statue in terms of detail is concerned, so this is a great job for NECA. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I did notice a shipping or a time frame when it would ship, but I'm pretty sure they'll post it on their website when it's ready to ship. They also released or talked about another figure in that line, and that is the Foot Soldier from the 1990s movie. That particular figure has already been released, and you can see the packaging here where it looks a lot like the Ninja Turtle packaging, and all that stuff comes with a ton. I mean, when I say a ton of accessories, this thing is just decked out, as you can see here, just all kinds of options for display and that type of stuff. So again, very glad that they're continuing to add to this line. They also announced a line of figures that'll be exclusive to Target stores in the US. These are based on the Nickelodeon show. This is Raphael versus the Foot Soldier, and you can see there's a lot of accessories that are going to be coming with these two packs. I don't remember hearing how much they're going to cost, but it seems like Target is really teaming up with NECA in a big way, because when I go to the store, there's an entire section of just NECA figures, and I think this is a big deal because of the closing of Toys R Us, because that's where I used to go to see NECA figures. Also, you see here they are doing a lot with their Gremlins line. I thought this was really fun to see. Not sure which specific figures will be released, but they had a really nice diorama set up here, and you can just see all kinds of configurations. And if you're a fan of the movie, this is also an anniversary, I think, of the movie, the original movie. And if you're a fan, it was awesome. You can see this diorama they set up with all the Gremlins at the theater. NECA continues to show love to their Godzilla franchise. They have a set coming out, King of the Monsters, when you can see some of the battles here that they're depicting with some of the classic characters from the classic Godzilla movies. Now, I thought this was a very fun and interesting line that they put out here. This is the classic characters from It and Jason and Freddy Krueger, and what they're calling Toonie Terrace, a depiction of these characters as if they were cartoon characters. I'm not sure that many parents would want their kids watching this on Saturday mornings, but I definitely would watch it. Now moving on to the DC Collectibles. They showed some really cool statues, both PVC statues and resin statues, and they're kind of mixed up here, so we'll go through what I saw and what I thought was interesting. And here you have two Batman cows that they announced. One was very cool, and I thought it was the Batman Who Laughs. I definitely don't own one of these, but if I were, I would pick that one up. And to the left, you can see the Frank Miller Dark Knight Batman cow. Looks pretty awesome as well. Here's another really interesting line that DC is putting out. This is called their DC Engines of Chaos line. This is Batman on a bike, and he's plowing through some Joker robots. They're describing this as a sort of Mad Max meets Gotham City. I think that's a pretty cool, fun take on this, and it's really nice to see them do something different than the standard statues and figures. I love the imagination in this, and this looks really, really, really cool. As part of this line, they've also introduced a Poison Ivy figure. She's on a scooter, and there's a lot of stuff happening here. It looks like there's a zombie in the basket. There's pumpkins on the back. Not sure what all's going on here, but again, like I said, imaginative. I like the take on this. They have Ivy license plate is really cool. I think this is going to do well. Also, as part of their Engines of Chaos, they're going to be releasing a Lobo figure. They did not have one on display. They had this print of it, and hopefully in July at San Diego, they'll actually have this. I think this is the most interesting and exciting piece that I'm looking forward to seeing from this line. Lobo is one of my favorite characters, and this is going to be really interesting to see. Now we have a 1-to-1 scale Harley Quinn. We've seen this statue before in a much smaller scale, but this is a 1-to-1 scale statue that will be distributed by Sideshow. It's limited to 50 pieces, and it should be out around November of 2019. This is a pretty cool piece for those super fans. Moving on to DC's Designer 1/6 scale. We have some pretty cool pieces here as well. What stands out mostly is the really cool Dark Knight Batman, the Frank Miller version of the Batman. And then you have this Batman sculpted by Jean St. Jean, which also looks pretty cool. I'm not sure who the artist is of this particular piece, but I was pretty impressed, especially the Frank Miller Batman. Kind of captures, exactly what Frank Miller drew. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then you have a Jim Lee Nightwing, which is also looking pretty sweet. He has the baton or whatever he's twirling in his hand. And then you have the Wonder Woman statue. I think we've seen it before, but I don't remember. But all of the designer pieces look really amazing. Dark Knight Metals is becoming one of DC's most popular lines, and the characters are becoming extremely popular, especially like the Batman Who Laughs. And here you have the entire series that they've released or are going to release. They're highlighting the Devastator Deluxe figure, which looks like a massive figure here. These are done in a 7 scale figure, but that figure is much, much taller. On this particular piece, the head even swivels so you can actually pose it to look in different directions. I think that's a cool touch for a statue. And lastly, they have the Batman Who Laughs with the Robin minions. I'm gonna pick this one up. I think it looks cool. It's another one of their deluxe statues, so it's gonna cost a bit more than the normal statues. But I think given that you're getting these 3 characters and such a really cool setup, I'm not sure what the price will be, but I hope it's reasonable, but I can definitely understand why they would charge more for that particular piece, the deluxe pieces. Now this is another setup that I would love to get. This is not just one statue, it's a diorama. So if you're a fan of the individual characters, you can buy them separately, but they form this really cool rooftop scene of Teen Titans. Each statue is about $70 each, and the Red Hood statue is the one that they revealed at Toy Fair this year. All of these I think are up for pre-order right now, but I would love to own them. To own all of them being $70 each is going to cost $350 to put this entire piece together. I actually think it's worth it. The Batman statue will be available March of 2019, and the other ones will trickle out over the rest of the year, ending with the Red Hood statue that's going to be available, I think it was November of 2019. Now this is the Harley Quinn Black, Red, and White line. This line is the companion to the Batman Black and White line. 7-inch scale statues. These are the 2 that they've released. The one where she's putting the cowl over her face, and then the other one, the more interesting one, I think, is the one where she's holding the cup, or it looks like with the Batman Who Laughs mask on it. It looks kind of creepy, but I like it. Also at Toy Fair this year was this bombshell celebration diorama of Batgirl and Supergirl. These actually available now for pre-order at Sideshow's website for $250. They're limited to 5,000 pieces and should be available this fall, the fall of 2019. DC had a ton of gallery statues, enough to keep collecting on a budget going for about another year it seems, but a lot of them were really cool, so here we go with those. Now here we have the Batman and Carrie Frank Miller statue, deluxe PVC statue from DC Gallery. The deluxe statues, from what I'm seeing, is going to cost right around $60, and this particular statue is from Frank Miller's Dark Knight series. So for fans of this series, I think this is a really cool statue to pick up. This is a Batwoman, a PVC gallery statue that retails around $45, and this piece should be available around April 2019. And here we have the Flash, another PVC gallery statue, and the Flash should be available around April as well for the same price. I think it's $45 for this statue. And Darkseid, I didn't have any information on it, but it is also a PVC gallery statue that DC is releasing through Diamond Select. And we have Batgirl. She is $45. Don't know when her release date is either. I think it's May 2019. And then we have the Atom, and I don't have a release date on this guy, and he should retail for around $40 as well. Here is another Batwoman statue. I think this is based on the WB character. I have no information on her, but I included this because I thought this was a really cool looking Batwoman statue. And here is Shazam, and he is about $45 as well, but I don't have a release date on this guy. I did some research, but I couldn't find out when he's being released. And here we have a really cool statue of Batman. I'm really digging this a lot. I want to get this one into review. I'm assuming this is going to be around $45 or $50 as well. It's right in the same line of all the other gallery statues, so I can't believe it would be much more than that, but it looks really awesome. And here's a gallery statue of Deathstroke. Again, should be around the same price range. I don't have a release date on this one either. I couldn't find him up for pre-order anywhere. And here's another really cool piece from the Dark Knight Metal series. This is Dawnbreaker, and it also will be out this year, and I think the price of this guy is $45. But now we're going to move on to Marvel, and before we do that, I want to give some props to Toy Arc and Marvel Toy News, which is where I got a lot of the images from that I'm showing you guys. Here we have a Marvel Premiere statue, and you guys know I love Marvel Premiere statues. This is of Iceman, and it looks fantastic. I was really excited to see this. I'm very much looking forward to picking this statue up to give it a review, because as you know, there are not many Iceman statues out there, and to see something like this is really amazing. It's a resin statue, probably going to be $150, so I'm looking forward to that. And here we have, next to this statue is Scarlet Witch, which is also another amazing piece. Looking forward to picking that up as well. She looks phenomenal too. I think Marvel Premiere statues are some really highly collectible statues. We have Mystique here, another Marvel Premiere statue. Looking forward to collecting this piece. This is what she looked like on the show floor next to the Hobgoblin there. But I mean, she looks great. And then we have the Green Goblin by Claiborne Moore, which is another piece that I'm looking forward to picking up. I'm telling you, man, these Diamond Select Marvel Premiere statues they just look really amazing, and it's great for those people that don't want to collect really large quarter scale statues but want really highly detailed, highly displayable figures. Here you have Diamond's 3D line of bust. I reviewed Venom not too long ago, which was a pretty cool bust, but these retail for $150, and that's quite a bit for something that's not really that big. I think maybe the price of these guys should be more like $99, but in all they look great, fantastic, but I just don't think they're worth the $150 price tag. But if you're into bust and these are your characters, then you might want to look at picking them up because they're done very well. Well, thank you for sticking around and hearing what I had to say about what I thought was really cool coming out of Toy Fair 2019 in New York. I did not get to go, but there was so much coverage and so much information out there, and what I covered was only a fraction of what's actually out there. These are the things that I found interesting, so thank you guys for joining. And if there are some of these figures that you would love to see me review, hey, leave a comment down below about what you like me to pick up, and if enough of you guys say to pick up a certain piece, I'll go ahead and pick that piece up and review it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified anytime that I upload some new content. And if you want to stay on top of the latest in the world of collecting, please head over to mcecentral.com. That's Marvelous Collectible and Entertainments, where you can find some of the latest unboxing and reviews of some of your favorite pop culture characters. You can also see more about Toy Fair as it relates to Pops, because my friend Seth also did a Toy Fair Pop video, so check that out. So until next time, my friends, keep it marvelous.